This is your government video on how to write arguments. We're going to be doing a lot of writing, and particularly writing on how to substantiate an argument. So we're going to go through the main parts of an argument and how you'd have to put them together in a paragraph. So the main parts of an argument are, the first part is a claim, and this is the assertion that you want to say or prove. So a claim is very similar to a thesis in a non-argument writing paragraph. Evidence is anything that you are using to support or rationalize what you're arguing. So a piece of evidence for our government class could be something from a founding document. It could be something, it doesn't have to be a direct quote, or it could be a theme that was mentioned in a Federalist paper or something from the Constitution. It can also be something, an example that's happened throughout history. And then you have reasoning, and reasoning is split up into two main parts. The first one is the warrant, and the warrant is the explanation. So once you make a claim and once you show your evidence, you have to now explain how the evidence supports your claim. And this is often referred to as a because or a therefore sentence. You want to explain how that evidence works in your favor here. And then a further piece of reasoning is called an impact. Why is this important? Why should we care about the argument you're telling us about? Explain the significance to the larger society. You want to extend the argument or the warrant that you just had. So to give you an example here, I have on the next slide an example that I've written up. You will also need to create a rebuttal, and a rebuttal is shows that you understand an opposing argument, one against yours. So for the AP test, they want you to show understanding of an opposing viewpoint, something that disagrees with what you just said, and then further explain why your argument is still better than that one. So can you understand more than one point of view? All right, so this particular example I just put up. So my claim is political parties are harmful to the US political process. This is clearly an opinionated statement. This is not a factual statement, but this is the argument that I'm going to make for our example here. So the example that I'm using, in the House, many representatives vote with their party instead of with their constituents. All right, so this is an example. I could have gone on in a separate sentence, gone on to give a literal example of members of the House of Representatives who voted with their party instead of what a majority of their constituents wanted. So just because I put one sentence for this evidence doesn't mean it has to be only one sentence. You can use more than one sentence. My warrant, explaining how my evidence backs up my claim. Representatives feel beholden to their party members because the party helps them campaign and raise funds. So this is explaining why party members are more likely to vote with their party than their constituents. It helps them to get reelected. So now we want to go on and further that argument with an impact. Why is this important? Well, there are bills written by members of both parties that could help solve problems in the United States. If representatives are more loyal to their party than to voters, then we won't be able to pass those bills. This sows distrust among citizens and harms the political process. So you'll notice in this impact, it was 3 sentences long. So again, you can use more than one sentence in each of these parts. But in my impact, I not only said, I furthered what I said in my warrant, I explained why this is important, and I also linked it back to the political process, which is part of my claim. So this is a nice, well-rounded paragraph or argument paragraph. That would be substantiating why the claim that parties are harmful to the political process. So for your active learning number 7, you are going to write one paragraph using the claim, evidence, warrant, impact model. You only need to have one full sentence for each of those 4 parts, but if you'd prefer to use 2, 3, 4 sentences for the evidence, warrant, impact, you're welcome to. So based upon your last names, I have already given you the claim. So you do not have to write a claim. This sentence down here will be your claim. So last names A through M, federalism enhances effectiveness in government. and last names N through Z, federalism inhibits effectiveness of government. So you have to come up with a piece of evidence, you have to explain that in your warrant, and then you have to further say an impact. Why is this important? Why does it matter? And remember, you want to touch on everything in the claim. So you should show that you know what federalism means, how it enhances or inhibits effectiveness. So what do you think that means in government?